What's up, Keep Pounding crew? We're back today with another video. Keep pounding. Today's video is about the new schedule release for the 2021 regular season and preseason. If you like the video, if you like the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below, and let's dive on in. Let's get into this. So, we've got the Colts, Ravens, and Steelers in preseason. The Steelers are a favorite for preseason games, as far as I'm concerned, that I've seen. And I like that we're playing the Colts and the Ravens as well. That gives us competition, real live competition from very, very loaded teams that are very good and can test us at every section of our depth chart. This is good. This will tell us exactly what we have, what we need to work on, and where we need to work on it at. And it's going to test us. First string, second string, third string, fourth string, all the way down the line. That's beautiful. I could not ask for a better preseason schedule right there for us. Now, regular season, let's dive on into that. This is where it starts to get a little bit fun in the sun. All right, so we got the Jets week 1. Sam Darnold going to get his revenge on the Jets management. Jets have no idea what they're doing. They don't. They really, really don't. All they know is they don't want Sam Darnold anymore. And their loss becomes our gain. So, that's going to be a win. I see it as a win. Now, week 2, Saints at home. Now, in previous years, I would have called this a loss. Because it's this early in the season, you're playing the Saints. Nah. Previous years, we played the Saints closer to the end of the season at home and in the Dome, particularly in the month of December. So, being that the fact that it's back in September now, that gives us a really, really good opportunity to get an early victory, considering Drew Brees is not there anymore. Yes, folks, he's not there anymore. That means we got a shot. And I would have never believed it if I hadn't seen that retirement for myself. So, considering that, they still have a lot of weapons. It just depends on how good their backup quarterback is. And how good Sean Payton really is as a coach without Drew Brees. We'll see. I call that one a win. 60-40 in our favors. I'm thinking that's a win at home. We got the home crowd behind us. We got the energy in Boa. We've got everything working in our favor. We got the new rookies. We got the new free agent signings. I say we got this. Of course, I've got to see the free agents and the rookie signings in person. I've got to see what we're doing with either watching training camp through videos or seeing it in person. I've got to watch these guys to know what we have. Because 90% of this new free agent class, I have no idea who they are. So, I've got to learn more about them, and I'm going to be doing that during the offseason. Film tells you half the story. The stats tell you the other half of the story. You got to put the two pieces together and figure out what you got. Moving on to the Texans away game in Houston. Texans are a train wreck. I don't see Watson playing next year. I really, really don't. If he does somehow miraculously play against us, he's going to have a tough time. Because we got some massive pass rushers now. You know, we've upgraded in pass rushers. So, I feel like even if Watson was to play against us now, he would be on his toes quite a bit. And I would know about Watson because I'm a Clemson fan as well as a Panthers fan, but a Panthers fan first. So, being that I've seen Watson for many, many months, you know, in a Houston uniform and a Clemson uniform, I know exactly what his mannerisms are and what we're going to be doing with. And he is incredibly elusive, and he knows how to keep plays alive. But how good is he with the weapons that Houston's management is giving him? Plus the fact that he wants to get out of Houston now? Eagles, Panthers, and a few other teams have been named target destinations for him. We still won't know until the beginning of training camp what's going to happen there. But even with Watson playing, I still call that one a win over Houston. I don't see us coming out of there without one. Now, week 4 against Dallas. Cowboys. How many of y'all remember that Thanksgiving game back then when Luke picked sixth Dak Prescott, took it to the house? It was beautiful. It was absolutely glorious. Oh, it was glorious. I would love to see one of our linebackers do that in this game too. In their stadium. That would be fantastic. But we'll see what happens with that Cowboys game. I'm thinking it's 50-50 because they got some weapons. They loaded up a little bit. We'll see. You know, could be good, could be bad. But we'll find out. You know, when we play them. But that's a 1 p.m. game. The Texans game is an 8:20 p.m. game. So that's a Monday Night Football game, I believe, in week 3. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Week 5, 1 p.m. game against the Eagles at home, October 10th. This is where things get a little more interesting here when you start dealing with the Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, coming up. Eagles have some weapons, but they're not going to be quite as dangerous without the quarterback that they just moved. So we'll see what happens there with the Eagles, but I'm not going to say who has a clear advantage in that game yet until I see what we have, free agent wise and rookie wise. For now, I'm going to call it a win because I don't know. Then you got the Vikings at home, October 17th. Vikings have some weapons as well. That's going to be an interesting one too. I'm hesitant to say who's got the edge there. Again, I need to see the rookies and the free agents of both teams. And once I've seen them, then I will be able to tell you what we're dealing with. But right now, that's a 50-50 toss-up game for me. But we do need a win in that one in order to stay afloat for the playoff race. Let's see. Week 7 against the Giants. That should be a win. Giants have not really figured out what they are doing identity-wise yet. You know, Gettleman has put together some interesting players, but they still haven't found an identity yet. That's the thing. There isn't a basic foundation in New York. And that's the thing. Like, they haven't figured out what they're trying to accomplish with the new free agent signings, where they're going to put them, how they're going to use them. You know, it's coaching. That seems to be one of the main issues there in New York. So we'll see what happens. But it should be a win. Moving on to the Falcons, Week 8. Obviously, Falcons have been bottom of the barrel in our division. The problem is we have had a lot of trouble winning in the Atlanta area. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know. You know, some years we just haven't had enough talent. Some years the Falcons just raked, you know, and they just beat us on pure talent alone. Sometimes it was our fault. But I mean, if you give Matt Ryan an offensive line and weapons, he's going to shred your defense. Point blank, I don't care how good your defense is. He's going to find a way to find those holes. He is every bit as good as Rodgers, but without the offensive line to protect him. So he's always been on the run. He hasn't put up the numbers that all these other top 10 quarterbacks have put up. But if you look at it, he is right outside that barrier. He's been right there the entire time. Consistently every year. The problem is, Falcons don't have the weapons, they don't have the line, they don't have the defense. And if you don't have those three pieces, you're not going to win very many games. And Arthur Blank had just fired that coach last year. So, what's going to happen in Atlanta? Who knows? But we got more weapons this time around. We got more depth. We know what we're doing. We're going to have injuries going into that game. So, injuries are going to start playing a factor probably around the Cowboys area. Maybe even as early as the Saints game. But I could definitely see injuries becoming a major factor when we start playing the Philly, Vikings, and Falcons area of the schedule in October. You know, then we move on to the Patriots in Week 9 at home. I feel a lot better about the fact that we're playing them at home versus in Gillette Stadium. We have had very, very little luck playing them in Gillette Stadium. You go and look at the records, you'll see I'm right. But this is going to be a tough battle because of the weapons that New England has added, plus their defense. I'm not even worried about Cam Newton. What I'm worried about is the weapons that they added that Cam is able to use. You know, if you get Cam on the run, he's not going to be as effective as he used to be. He's going to be making bad decisions, you know, because of the concussion that he had. Those are the effects of the concussion. And his field vision is not as great as it used to be either. So, expect a few interceptions throughout the year for Cam Newton, but he's still going to put up some monster numbers. Even though the overall record for the Pats may not show it. But you look at his stats, they're still there. So that's going to be probably a win. I'm going to say that right now, but with not total confidence because I don't know what we have. Again, this is just rough first look at the schedule, in my predictions. Until I get a good look at these players, I have zero clue whether this is going to happen or not. Once we get closer to the start of preseason game number 1 against the Colts, then I'll be able to tell you what levels we have, talent-wise. It'll start to become clear. I'll be able to tell you what positions are strong, which ones are not. And we'll start to get a clearer picture on how we may be able to do in 2021. But then you take a look at Week 10 against the Cardinals. This is a 4:05 in the afternoon p.m. game. Again, this is East Coast time. All of these times are East Coast. Keep that in mind, folks. So, whatever time zone you are, adapt that to the Eastern time zone that you see on the schedule. And make sure you check that for your state or your country when you go into this. So Arizona, it's been kind of lost. They're not sure really who they are, but they have a solid defense. So offensively, it's realistically the place where you see a really good wide receiver go, and you never hear from them for a while. Unless they randomly put up a lot of numbers, and they quietly do that under the radar. So I call that one a win. I don't see Kyler Murray beating us there in Arizona. Washington, Week 11. Now, this is the time to get your revenge on Ron Rivera if you want to do it. If we're still in the playoff hunt. This is the time to do it. Not last year, which screwed up our draft, and that win meant nothing. It just took us out of the losing streak column. Which, a win's a win, but come on, man. It meant nothing. Now is the time, in Week 11, to take that dub. Because now we are playing for a playoff spot at this point in the season. Open the door, lay the hammer down. Let them know, If you got a beef against Ron Rivera or that staff, that's the time. Not in a meaningless game. And I'll let y'all know towards that part of the season whether that game is worth a revenge win or whether it's just we let that one go, because we're not in the playoff hunt anymore. And either scenario is possible, considering it's the Panthers. You know what I mean? Come on. Y'all know this to be true. How many years have we gone and just come just shy of the playoffs and just never make it? Come on. So that game to me is kind of a rubber match. It means something at that point in the season, but we'll see. Yeah, I called it a dub. Got to call that one a win as of right now. But we'll see. Dolphins in Miami, November 28th. This is an interesting one because of the fact that the Dolphins become really competitive around this time of the year. And we're playing them on their home turf. So this is going to be a little tougher than people think it will. You got Tua, you've got some weapons in Miami, but not quite enough to really make enough noise to be dangerous. As far as a playoff push, I don't think. They could come really close, though, like they always do every year. I realistically think this is going to be probably an 8-win season for Miami, if I had to guess. We'll see. But again, I don't know. I say win right there. Week 14 against the Falcons at home. This is usually where we take our revenge against the Falcons and we split that series. But lately we haven't been doing that. So, where are we at on that? You make the call. We'll find out when we get there. Week 15 against Buffalo. That's a dangerous game. We're probably going to take an L there. I'm going to be straight up honest. We're probably going to take an L against Buffalo. It's 18th or 19th to be dated. Now, if people have been paying attention, Buffalo has loaded up. They have loaded up, folks. They know what they're doing. They took the division last year. I wouldn't sleep on Buffalo at all. Anyone that's sleeping on Buffalo, don't do it. Buccaneers, that's a loss. You know, you're dealing with Tom Brady. You're dealing with all his weapons. That's former Super Bowl team right there. And they're only getting stronger, folks. I hate to say it, but they're only getting stronger with that offseason they just had. So, I call that a loss. Saints in the Dome, that's a loss. Obviously, it's the Saints in the Dome. Even without Breeze, we still struggle in that stadium. Maybe we can make an impact this year. Maybe we could change that. But as of right now, that Superdome has become a death trap for this team. And so has Atlanta's stadium. And it goes as far back as before they built the new Mercedes-Benz Dome. You know, we were still struggling in that dome that they had before then. I don't know what to tell you on that. But I say that could go 50-50 because of the weapons the Saints have in the Dome. But if we are in the playoff hunt, I'd heavily suggest we push for that game right there. That's possible in our division. But history suggests otherwise. It's time to start proving history wrong. Finally, the Bucs in Week 18. Obviously, again, that's in Tampa. They're going to wreck us. Doesn't matter how good our team is. Tom Brady is going to shred our secondary. It's just going to happen. No matter who we have out there. Back in 14 and 15, when we had that really, really strong team, Tom Brady even shredded it then. You think about it, Tom Brady even had trouble in those games. But he still shredded us. I mean, it doesn't matter how good your secondary is, he's still going to find holes. He's just that good. He's Brady. I mean, what else are you expecting? So, I think we got a successful season coming up here of 10 wins, maybe 9 to 10 wins. We're looking at a playoff hunt. We need 10 to be in the hunt, heavily in the hunt, and control our own destiny. 9 is not going to cut it anymore since we got 18 weeks in the NFL. So, can we succeed? What do you think we're going to do? Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think we're going to do based on what you've seen so far and how much you know about all the new free agent signings and the new rookies. Let me know. I'm curious as to your thoughts, and I will try to reply back within a few days on those. Coming soon is the video for the undrafted free agent signings. I know I promised those earlier on this past week. I've been really busy, so I apologize about that, but that video is coming. I was waiting for everybody that we drafted to get signed, and I expected that to happen in the first week, and it didn't. So that's what I was waiting for. I wanted to see if anybody else new popped up on the radar before I officially put out the video with the full list. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Keep pounding.